so April 10, 2025. So after a historical day yesterday, we had the biggest up move ever. It was just completely crazy. This move, I've never seen anything like that. Of course, looks like people were positioned. They were very short and got completely squeezed. And we left this huge single print, filled the gap, and swept through value on this session. So for today, what there is to look at is you can see that overnight we are rejecting this previous session's value, and we're trading back in the gap. Now we have this low volume area from that gap fill that now we have to see if it supports, right? So what I'm thinking is that because I'm still seeing selling pressure, and ADSPD is like it's at the lows. It's been pegged at the lows pretty much the whole night. So I'm thinking that we're gonna test this area, not necessarily the single prints from the beginning, because I imagine that it would be a little I imagine that there are people that are still caught in the shorts, and then they think that this is not going to hold, and when they see that if this starts coming down, they might take that opportunity to cover their shorts. Instead of covering here, it would be better to cover down here, right? But every time people cover here, then that's buying pressure, right? Because they have to buy to cover the short. So so I'm thinking that we're testing at least this this low volume area, maybe this highs, and maybe the single prints, and then bounce from there. Now, if those sellers have been selling the last few months are still there and they still have inventory, and there's still people that are interested in shorting this, then the single prints are gonna start being cleaned up. And so I have two areas, right? I have, first of all, the weekly VWAP is here at 52.20. So if we start filling the single prints, I'm looking for that as a target. And then here we have a little bit of a low volume node that I'm looking at the first spot where we might see some support. But if this doesn't hold, then I don't see much stopping us until we get to this 51.10, which is a big look at the amount of volume that we have here in comparison to everything else, right? So I'm thinking that this will be a magnet if we start getting below the 5200 area, because at that point we're gonna be back inside this range, and people are gonna be looking at okay, this rally is not holding, we're going back to whatever area, whatever levels have the most volume, right? And 51.10 is big in comparison to everything else. Now if we stay here, if we bounce here, then I move back to the 54.90 is probably likely, and then if we get there, then we're likely going to attempt to take yesterday's high again, and the overnight high, and this high right here, and then fill the gap. At which point we're gonna be trading inside this previous area of acceptance, and the 56.30 is gonna become the next big magnet. So but before getting there, of course, we need to be back above this lower distribution from the overnight session, and then start accepting inside this upper distribution, right? Okay, we also had CPI earlier, which had, I think, better numbers than expected, which I don't know if that's bullish or bearish. I don't even know anymore. But we have a bunch of Fed speaking. We have somebody speaking right now from BOE, and at 9:30 we have Logan. At 10 we have Schmidt, and then we have some Trump cabinet meeting at 11. A bunch of speakers today, throughout the day. And then we have a high yield auction at 1 p.m. And of course, we're still likely to see more headlines regarding tariffs, so keep an eye on those. In Q, similar scenario, we're trading right at that high volume node right now. 885 is the magnet here. So if we get back here at the 500 area, then I'm looking for a move back into the 885. And the overnight high and yesterday's high are very close together on NQ, and if we get above it, then 450 is the target, and then 600. Now below we have also single prints, and if we get in below 300, then look for 110 as the first target, then 100, and then watch below. If I see that the 5110 on ES start becoming likely, I'm gonna target the 540 here on NQ, which is that this high volume node right here. Gold, I said yesterday that it was likely to go back to that 20-day point of control. We're almost there, the 31.55. And gold, crude, I also mentioned the 59 resistance. If we get above it, watch for 61. We got above it, we traveled pretty much the whole range, got to that resistance area, and then came back. So we did the whole range twice, right? Up and down, swept through the range. So crude is moving nicely lately. I haven't been trading it, but looks like it's moving nicely. All right, I think that's it for today. Good luck.